A very good evening. Glad to have you join us on Niger Delta Television News. I'm Janet Bobai-Renham. On our top stories, Governor Diri rewards Bayelsa Queens Football Club for emerging winners. State Assembly expresses satisfaction with ongoing road projects across the state. Plus, experts say 20 million Nigerians likely carriers of hepatitis virus. Governor Diri has rewarded the Bayelsa Queens Football Club following their outstanding performance at the just concluded Nigeria Women Football League season. Governor Diri gave the reward during the Wednesday's Executive Council meeting. Government House correspondent George Ameli was there and now reports.
The Executive Council chambers in Government House Yenagoa was filled with expectations midweek, given the abundant blessings President Bola Ahmed Tinubu bestowed on the Super Falcons of Nigeria recently, as Governor Diri received the victorious Bayelsa Queens Football Club. Governor Diri hailed the team's resilience, describing them as worthy champions.
We're all elated as a government, we're elated as a people, that today we are receiving the champions of Nigeria, having gone through undefeated throughout the 2024-2025 football season and emerged as champions of female football in Nigeria. We can only, at this point, appreciate you, not only with words, but also with some tangible touch, and you will know that your state government truly appreciates you.
Governor Diri charged the team to produce elite players worthy of wearing the senior national colors.
We cannot continue to be lifting the female football trophy for 6 times, and we don't have one player from Bayelsa Queens in the National Female Football Club. That is unacceptable to me. Therefore, I charge you to ensure that not less than 3 of our players, not less than 3, should make up the national female football team.
Thereafter, the satisfied governor pronounced glad tidings on the team.
All the 26 players of the state that has brought this trophy back home will go home with the sum of 4 million naira each. The head coach will also go home with the sum of 4 million naira. And the other 8 coaches will go home with the sum of 2 million naira.
I want to give glory to God Almighty, because without God we won't be here. What His Excellency did today, I'm overwhelmed. The team is overwhelmed. I'm really short of words. I think this is the first time I'm expressing this kind of love, this kind of affection from His Excellency, and with his word and his remark, he has made football easy for Bayelsa Queens. And my promise to the government and to the team, to the Bayelsa state as a whole, we're going out there to bring the trophy back home and to make Bayelsa proud, not just for Nigeria alone, but Bayelsa as a state.
Bayelsa Queens, for being champions of the Nigeria Women Premier League, will represent Nigeria in the continent. From the Executive Council chambers in Government House Yenagoa, George Ameli reporting for NDTV News.
The Bayelsa State government has declared the proprietary suspension of the paramount ruler of Ikebiri community in Southern Ijo local government area, His Royal Highness Francis Timi Ududu, earlier announced by some concerned members of the community as illegal, null and void. The Deputy Governor, Senator Lawrence Rujukwu, made a declaration at a meeting with some stakeholders and two feuding parties in the community in Government House, Yenagoa. According to the Senator, only the Governor possesses the legitimate authority to remove a traditional ruler following the fulfillment of the requirements as prescribed in the state's chieftaincy law. while assuring the two parties that governments will look into the issues responsible for the leadership tussle in Ikebiri. He appealed to both parties to sink their differences in the collective interest of their community. Meanwhile, the state government has set up a 12-member panel to investigate the allegations levied against the Amanana Way of Ikebiri community, His Royal Highness Francis Timi Odudu, by a group known as Concerned Citizens of Ikebiri. The Deputy Chief of Staff, Government House, Mr. Iroro Damie Komonibo, is the chairman of the panel, while the chairman by the State Traditional Rulers Council is Royal Majesty King Bobaraye Dakolo, the Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Chief Thompson Amule, are members, amongst others. The Basel State House of Assembly Committee on Works and Infrastructure has expressed satisfaction with the pace and quality of ongoing road projects across the state. Chairman of the committee, retired Colonel Bernard Kenebai, made a remark at the end of day one of the week-long special tour to three major projects: the Nembe Brass Road, Agbora Oxbow Road, and Akaba Okodi Road. He praised the state government, especially the governor and the supervising Ministry of Works and Infrastructure, for ensuring that the contractors uphold quality standards and stick to the project timeline. He also thanked the Society of Civil Engineers for supporting the oversight process and urged the contractors to deliver projects on time, as they have been fully funded. Also speaking, the leader of the House, Right Honourable Monday Obolobobo, said that timely payment of contractors has contributed to the smooth execution of the projects. He, however, advised contractors against unnecessary delays, urging them to mobilize more resources where necessary to avoid cost variations. During the visit to the Nembe Brass Road, the site manager of the construction company handling the project confirmed that 1 out of 10 planned bridges along the Nembe Brass Road was already fully completed, and that piling for the second and longest bridge had been completed with superstructure works ongoing, while piling had commenced for the third and fourth bridges. He noted that while rainfall had caused minor delays, funding and community conflicts are not a problem. The Gender Advocacy and Women Resource Center, with the support of Ford Foundation, has organized a one-day meeting to validate an early study of statutory and customary laws and practices in Bayelsa State. The meeting, which held at the Ayala Hotel in Yenokwa, engaged ministries, local government, community representatives, NGOs and other stakeholders as part of efforts to improve the legal literacy of the state's traditional and cultural leaders. NDTV's correspondent Blessing Agadaga reported that the engagement also aimed to promote social norms change in the state. Her report.
In Bayelsa, the focus communities were Odi, Sabagria, and Opokuma Oyobu, where the study revealed the ongoing prevalence of harmful traditional practices that undermine the rights, dignity, and well-being of women and girls. In her welcome address, the Executive Director, Gender Advocacy and Women Resource Center, Mrs. Oti Anukwe Ovuawa, emphasized the importance of the engagement in catalyzing change through informed advocacy and community involvement.
Our objective is to ensure that the report accurately reflects the realities of gender discrimination and GBV in our partner communities and provide prevention recommendations for addressing the issue.
Project Director Anthony Iyotiai, using a visual presentation, outlined key findings of the study. These included low awareness of statutory and local laws, the persistence of female genital mutilation, early child marriage, denial of inheritance rights to women, harmful widowhood rights, and other forms of gender-based violence. The findings triggered an intense and interactive discussion among participants, who were later divided into 5 groups to access and provide inputs on specific thematic areas of the report.
If a man is happy, the woman is not happy, I think we have a problem. If the woman is happy, the man is not happy, I think we have a problem. As leaders of a community, we need to come together to see how best we can make everybody happy. That is why we are having this discussion.
Why will I obey this tradition if you are saying that you want to marry me and take care of me with my children, and you are telling me that you will not feed me plus my children?
How can a woman now bring another man to your family's house to live? Will you accept that one? If you know you can't remain, go. Return the diary and go free.
Pledging their support, representatives from the various NGOs, ministries, and communities expressed confidence that this project will impact a meaningful change.
We trust that the meeting today will be productive. The feedbacks will be things that will be useful to everyone, and I know that there will be positive results at the end of this session.
You also know that you have roles to play to make sure that the gap is bridged.
At the end of the session, the stakeholders formally validated the report and adopted a set of final recommendations to guide future advocacy and policy engagements. Blessing Agadaga, NDTV News.
If you're just joining us, you're watching Niger Delta Television News, and here's a quick reminder of our top stories. Governor Diri rewards Bayelsa Queens Football Club for emerging winners. State Assembly expresses satisfaction with ongoing road projects across the state. Still ahead, experts say 20 million Nigerians likely carriers of hepatitis virus. Details of this and more after the break. Join us again. Welcome to Niger Delta Television News and Current Affairs Department at the NS Equally Media Complex here in Yanagwa, Bayelsa State.
One of NDTV's traditional objectives is to disseminate information with renewed vigor. We build teamwork for accountability, efficiency, and accuracy.
Our community reports, eyewitness accounts, current affairs discussions are detailed and competitive.
As NDTV reporters, undiluted report is our goal. We gather the news and bring it to you just as it is.
Our cameras are poised to get in the story behind the story in an in-depth news report.
Our new digital equipment are top-notch with clearer visuals and audio. NDTV is repositioned to serve you better.
Join us on the news every day at 7 a.m., 12 p.m., and our major bulletin at 7:30 p.m. on Channel 25 UHF. NDTV, crystallizing the vision.
Glad to have you back. About 20 million people, representing 10% of Nigeria's population, may be carriers of the hepatitis virus, even as experts reckon that the B and C variants are more prevalent in northern Nigeria. A specialist at Garaki Hospital, Abuja, Dr. Idel Justice, said while the virus can be managed, it is also one of the leading causes of liver cancer if not detected and treated early. At an outreach to mark the 2025 World Hepatitis Day with the theme, "Let's Break It Down," Dr. Justice said it is unfortunate that many people in Nigeria and globally who are infected are unaware of their status owing to lack of information. He said hepatitis B and C are transmissible through blood transfusion and use of sharp objects. Hence, over 60% of liver diseases were majorly causes of the ailment. He urged Nigerians to ensure that they get tested and vaccinated as basic preventive measures against the ailment. On the entertainment scene, African Queen crooner Innocent Idibia, popularly known as Two-Face Idibia, has wedded his new lover Natasha Osawaru in a secret wedding ceremony in Abuja. For more on entertainment news, let's join Kosiso Chukwuemeka.
Popular Nigeria singer Two-Face Idibia has officially wedded his new lover, Natasha Osawaru, in Abuja. The private ceremony was reportedly attended by close family members. The couple was captured in a new trending video on social media taking pictures with their traditional wedding cake. Reports have that the singer engaged Natasha, a serving Edo State lawmaker, in February 2025, a few days after he announced separation from wife Annie Makole Idibia. Nigerian Afrobeat singer Damini Ogulu, popularly known as Burna Boy, has broken into the UK iTunes Top 10 with his 2022 track For My Hand, featuring Ed Sheeran. The song jumped into the number 10 spot on Tuesday after Burna Boy delivered a surprise performance at Lionesses Euro Victory Parade outside Buckingham Palace in London. In a now-viral video shared on Tuesday on X, England's women football coach Sarina Wiegman was seen reacting with excitement as Burna Boy approached her on stage. She screamed in shock, stood up to hug the singer, and held on tightly before returning to her seat smiling. Wiegman, who had previously named Burna Boy as one of her favorite artists, appeared visibly moved by the visit. Fans at the event also cheered loudly as Burna Boy took over the stage and performed For My Hand, one of the hit singles from his 16th studio album, Love Damini. Ahead of the upcoming 2025 award ceremony adjudication process, the All African Music Awards, in partnership with the African Union, has appointed new music experts to join its international jury panel as the continent gears toward the music event. The three new jury members are Mawin Fashen, who represents Morocco, North Africa, Asman Elado from Kenya, Eastern Africa, and Messi Mboku from Congo, Brazzaville, Central Africa. According to the organizers, the appointment is in line with the operational model of the jury structure as part of AFRIMA's efforts to make sure that the judging process remains professional, fair, and reflects Africa's rich cultural diversity. A statement on Tuesday noted that Fashen, Elado, and Mboku brought years of experience in music, culture, and youth development to their role on the 14-man AFRIMA jury. They will help choose the best musical talents from across Africa and the diaspora, ensuring that the most deserving artists are nominated and awarded. Kosiso Chukwuemeka reporting for NDTV Entertainment News.
Coming from our international decks, about 5 persons have been killed and over 100 injured in Angola as citizens take to the streets to protest the government's hike in cost of petrol. For details of this and more on foreign news, let's join Naro Atembo.
Police in Angola say 4 people have been killed while 500 others have been arrested after demonstration in the capital, Luanda. What began as a 3-day strike by taxi drivers against rising petrol prices has escalated into one of the most widespread and disruptive protests the country has seen in recent years. Thousands of people joined demonstrations in the capital on Monday that saw roads blocked, shops looted, cars destroyed, as well as clashes between demonstrators and police. Pockets of protests continued in Luanda on Tuesday, along with further clashes with police and more looting of shops, while demonstrations have spread further to the central city of Ohambo. The strike was called by taxi operators in response to the government's decision to raise the price of diesel by over 33%, a measure introduced in early July as part of plans to remove fuel subsidies in the oil-rich nation. Not only has this resulted in higher fares for urban Angolans who who rely on the taxes, but it has also driven up the price of staple foods and other basics, as suppliers who transport those goods by road are passing on their additional costs to consumers. But President Yahawu Lourenco has dismissed such concerns, saying the protesters are using petrol prices as a pretext to undermine the government. Gaza hospitals have recorded 7 new deaths due to famine and malnutrition, raising the total hunger-related death toll to 154. According to Gaza's Ministry of Health, Israeli attacks have continued with at least 21 Palestinians, including more than a dozen aid seekers, killed since dawn across Gaza Strip, according to medical sources. The Euromed Human Rights Monitor says its field team has documented the deaths of dozens of elderly people in displacement camps due to starvation, malnutrition, or lack of treatment. It noted an unprecedented surge in daily deaths over the past 2 weeks, with hundreds of elderly people arriving each day at hospitals and primary care centers in states of extreme exhaustion, seeking nutritional fluids. Approximately 1,200 elderly Palestinians have died in #Gaza over the past 2 months due to Israel's starvation policy, malnutrition, and lack of medical care, all of which have intensified in recent days. Meanwhile, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has told his cabinet that the United Kingdom will recognize the state of Palestinian by September unless Israel takes substantive steps to end its war on Gaza and commit to a lasting peace process. Israel's war on Gaza has killed at least 60,034 people and wounded 145,870 others. Tsunami waves have reached the U.S. West Coast after a 8.8 magnitude earthquake of Russia's eastern coast triggered warning across the Pacific. Here's the latest at a glance. The earthquake, which hit near Kamchatka Peninsula at about 11:25 a.m. local time on Wednesday, is one of the most powerful ever recorded. Tsunami warnings have since been downgraded in Japan, Russia, and Hawaii. Almost 2 million people had been told to evacuate in Japan, where advisories are still in place. Russian authorities evacuated the town of Savorokurizk, where they say 13-feet waves flooded the ports and a fish processing facility. Evacuation orders are still in force in countries as far apart as Colombia and New Zealand, after alerts were also issued in China, the Philippines, Indonesia, Peru, and Mexico. Naro Atembo reporting for NDTV Foreign News.
And our sports. Following Tuesday's victory in the boys under-19 team competition at the ongoing African Youth Championships in Lagos, Nigeria has qualified for the 2025 International Table Tennis Federation World Youth Championships in Romania. Our sports correspondent Ayemi Miene gives us details of the reports and other sports stories.
The Nigerian team, which played at the Teslim Balogun Stadium's Molade Okoya Thomas Hall, overcame a 0-2 deficit in the semi-finals to defeat Egypt 3-2 before defeating Tunisia by the same score in the final. Nigeria won the title after Abdul Fattah defeated Mohamed Khalifoui 3-0 in the final, even though Tunisia's Wassim Essid defeated both Mathieu Kuti and Abdul Fattah. After missing out in 2024, the victory guaranteed Nigeria's return to the Continental Summit. Algeria and Egypt were content with bronze. The Confederation of African Football has announced a record $10.4 million prize pool for the 2024 African Nations Championship, which represents a major financial boost and demonstrates the organization's goal to increase the competition's visibility. For the first time in the tournament's history, the eventual winners will get an amazing $3.5 million, which is a 75% increase over the $2 million awarded to the winners of previous edition. The runners-up will receive $1.2 million, while the third and fourth place teams will receive $600,000 and $700,000 respectively. All 19 participating teams will receive prizes which are intended to recognize and honor competitors. The increase in prize money, according to CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe, is a reflection of the Federation's continued efforts to support and fund African football at all levels. Ayemi Miene for NDTV Sport.
And to end the news, a quick look at our top stories. Governor Doyediri has rewarded the Barca Queens Football Club following their outstanding performance at the just concluded Nigeria Women Football League season. It was brought to a report that the Barca State House of Assembly Committee on Works and Infrastructure has expressed satisfaction with the pace and quality of ongoing road projects across the state. And finally, about 20 million people, representing 10% of Nigeria's population, may be carriers of the hepatitis virus, even as experts reckon that the band B and C variants are more prevalent in northern Nigeria. And that's it. Thanks for joining us. I'm Janet Bobai-Renham.